Good evening. I'm Captain Spencer Armstrong, and I currently serve as the offensive coordinator for the football team down at the United States Air Force Academy Prep School. This is a very unique job. I am on VILPAD order, so I am an active duty guy as we speak under the VILPAD, which is the Voluntary Limited Period of Active Duty. This is a 3-year assignment, and I'm going into my 2nd year. It's a great opportunity to work with 18 and 19-year-old kids excuse me, that are fresh to the military, first time being away from home. They just completed basic training, so a lot of their heads are all over the place. I get to work with them on a daily basis, and it's truly rewarding. We're down at the prep school to try to get their GPAs, their physical aptitude, as well as their grades up, so they're prepared for the first day as they walk in as cadets next year at the Air Force Academy. As far as my joint experience goes, in my last base at MacDill Air Force Base, I was working at SOCOM headquarters, primarily working as a contracting officer with the Navy SEALs, fielding 3 different types of craft, one being the combat craft medium, second being combat craft assault, and lastly the sea lion. All 3 craft are unique. All 3 craft require Navy SEALs attention to just little details and requirements that we wouldn't think of as average Air Force officers. So it's truly eye-opening, and it's a very unique job. Now, my key takeaways from the self-paced course, I refer back to The Future of War by Thomas Ricks, where he goes into the future of warfare and what it will look like. He mentioned things and scenarios like wars being shaped by even smaller drones, robots on the battlefield, offensive cyber war capabilities, various surveillance capabilities, and a greater reliance on the Special Operation Force. Now, I thought this was extremely interesting. As I said, I just got done with SOCOM, but the way that Thomas Ricks articulates this article, it makes you feel like you're in a video game, truly. He mentions at one point the future of viruses and people being able to harbor and construct different viruses and releasing them on their enemy. And this is something I had never thought about, releasing. We talk about chemical warfare, but this is diving even deeper into that, releasing viruses into the public. I think that would be a pretty unique scenario. He also mentions many of the blurred lines. For example, the blurred line between military law and criminal law, the blurred lines between a public sector and a private sector, and the blurred lines between a military and intelligence community. So as we go on in the future of warfare, I think he did a good job in describing those blurred lines and the issues they can cause as we move forward. The most critical issue I see, and I relate back to this article, is as technology advances, where is the money going to come from? We're traditionally a military that is built on force, on people first, right? But technology has pushed the bounds of warfare to the point where we might not be, as humans, fighting these wars. Now, technology, as we know, costs a ton, and are we prepared as a nation, as the Department of Defense, to field the equipment necessary to be the premier military in the world? We always worry about year to year and even month to month of a government shutdown, and what kind of impact will that have to our military if we were to not be able to fund the necessary parts in order to advance us as a military. Another thing that caught my eye was enemies funding. Are they going to be securing funds in different avenues as to push different technologies to the forefront, forcing us to provide defense capabilities against those technologies? Another thing I thought about. Lastly, I think as technology increases, I think there'll be more focus on the Buy American Act. Think about this: if we buy, say, chips from China, are those chips being backdoored in ways that they could hack us or do us damage by providing those technology pieces to us, rather than providing them in-house and as a part of the Buy American Act? So it's everything, all the little things that we don't necessarily think of right now on a daily basis, that I think could impact us long term. And I think specifically the question is, where is the funding going to come from to increase the capabilities of our military through technology?